liver with a side of fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess we're live now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Camera Focus Weekly. I am Cam. I am in my garage right now because I'm waiting for a tow truck to get here that
Blink
has one of the
twice if
cars.
you're in danger.
But
oh god,
yeah,
Steven
so
Seagal's coming, isn't he?
Oh no.
Nah, he'd never catch me.
Fair point.
Okay, so yes, I am in my garage right now, but that's not the important thing. Right now, we are going to be talking about a very way to set the fucking mood.
Sorry, that's my text tone. It's my notification sound.
Well, I guess on that note, I'll go ahead and start the introductions. I'll kind of go clockwise here. Over here, Mr. Andrew, how are you?
I'm doing swell. I'm most excited to discuss this movie.
Yes, for sure. Down below him, Mr. Michael, how are you this evening?
I am fantastic. This is one of my favorite movies, and I'm so excited to get to talk about it tonight.
Actually, I'll sit right here. I'll get a nice breeze on me.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll be migrating around this episode. And also with me right below, for the first time in quite a while, Mr. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's the first time I've been free in a long time, so it's nice to kind of relax for a bit now.
Yeah, definitely. I know how it is. I feel like we've all had like a really busy last few weeks, and it's just been kind of hard to get everybody's schedules to line up. But I'm glad it did for this movie, because we're talking about a special one today. We are talking about The Silence of the Lambs. If you don't know or haven't seen that movie,
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah,
this is. Yeah, I feel like it should be written somewhere that not having seen this movie is a cardinal sin.
You need to go and say 3 Hail Marys and 4 Our Fathers right now.
Yes, exactly. Now, this movie,
and then go and watch the movie.
Yeah, you can question how it makes you feel about your faith afterwards.
Well,
now this is Callie. You're not going outside right now, baby. So this is a very special movie. It stars Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, and two of my favorite roles from them. Absolutely, Anthony Hopkins, obviously, stars with Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who, just right off the bat, his performance is perfect. It is absolute perfection.
He kills it. He eats and leaves no crumbs.
Exactly. Oh no.
See, I really wish that there was a way to take that analogy just a little bit further so we could end on he just completely shits on this performance.
I mean, not quite, but
there really isn't. There's not a logical segue for that, but I figured I'd throw it out there anyway, just so I can say that I tried.
Maybe if you're talking about Red Dragon.
Yeah,
I want to watch that. Yeah.
Red Dragon is really good too. It's got Ralph Fiennes in it.
Yeah. Now, I haven't watched this movie very many times. I've watched it just enough to where the impactful scenes are still super, super effective. There was a lot about this movie that I hadn't remembered had happened because I haven't seen it in a few years. And watching it again now with like a purely analytical mind frame, this movie is breathtaking.
Yeah,
it was absolutely breathtaking.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll kind of go around the board here. My assumption is that this wasn't a first time watch for any of us. Andrew, coming out of the movie, what did you think about it?
Well, it was actually a first time watch for me.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
Holy moly, somebody ring the Virgin bell.
He's just an innocent little lamb.
I need to go say some prayers. But I mean, you summed it up, Cam. I mean, this movie's breathtaking. Like I watched it this afternoon and I haven't stopped thinking about it. And Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster is amazing in this movie. The camera work is amazing. The sound design, the direction, everything is just perfect. Like you could not have made this movie better, I don't think. And I'm excited to get into it more. So
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing going clockwise, Andrew, how many times have you seen this movie? Like in general, do you think?
I'm sorry, who?
Michael?
You said Andrew, but
said my name.
I did.
yeah.
I did.
It's all good. I know who you. I understand what you.
It's
I
the glass,
understand what you
Michael.
said.
This guy
This
right here.
Andrew.
This guy.
No, the other Andrew. I've seen it a handful of times at this point. I would say it has been quite a while since I've watched it. And like you said, there were moments in it where I went, I forgot that something had happened, but not so much so to the point, like as it was happening, I was like, oh, that's right. This is about to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I would say one of my favorite things about the film, and I noticed it more on my second watch, was that things that happen near the beginning of the movie tie into the final confrontation at the end of the movie.
Yes.
And I was like, it took my second watch to catch it because it was the first watch was fresh in my mind. And I remember like seeing that part at the beginning of the movie and going, wait a minute, this kind of ties into what happens at the end. Anyway, we'll get into all of that. But yeah, absolutely love this movie. I remember the first time I saw it when I was a kid thinking that it was based on a real life serial killer. And I did not know that it was based off of a book.
A book, yep.
I was very disappointed to find out that it was
somewhere.
Fictitious. I was very disappointed to find out that it was fictitious and that Hannibal Lecter was not a real serial killer.
Well, to be that's probably the best thing you could hope for.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I can't meet him?
I will say, Michael, in the documentary, it's definitely a lot of inspiration from various serial killers. That
for sure, sure. Yeah,
Hannibal's right behind you, Michael.
Oh, thank God!
Right behind you, isn't he?
And how about you, Justin? What were your overall thoughts about the movie?
I thought it's pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen it in a while. I am going based off of my prior knowledge from when I first saw it. Pretty good. I really like how theatrical Hannibal Lecter is in the movie. Like, it's only when you stop to think about it, you go, could he really get away with this? Because when you're watching the movie, you're just so engrossed in what he's doing. It's just edge of your seat sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And it's not even anything that he really does. It's just how he carries himself, how he presents himself, how he talks. It's all so sophisticated and yet so menacing. And I love the blend of different personality elements that Anthony Hopkins brought to this role. And I'll go ahead and say, the very first time that we see him, the first shot where we see this guy, we're going down the hallway, we're coming around the corner, and he is just standing there in the middle of his cell. And I really don't think they could have introduced this character a more effective way. I mean, it would not have been the same if he had been sitting there reading or drawing or just or sitting down or anything that anybody else could have possibly thought to do. No, he's standing there in the middle of his cell just waiting for her.
What I love about that detail, I just want to say it real quick, is in the behind the scenes, they said that because the director wasn't a big fan of that at first, of him just standing, and the production design was like, well, what if it's because he can smell her through the plexiglass, through the holes, like how he does when he's talking, like he's anticipating her coming, and it's just details like that make the scene,
I always looked at it as like, well, they've put a chair there. They've probably told him you have somebody coming to interview you, and he probably heard the door shut. So he's, in my mind, like it just made sense that he's like, I'm gonna mess with her a little bit and just kind of stand here in the middle of of the
And
cell.
everyone else, all the other prisoners are all wild and shouting things at Clarice, and he's just calm. You
Yep.
know.
But
Well-
you also have to think though. I'm sorry, Justin. I just got to make a note 1 second, and then
Go ahead.
I'll let you talk. So Michael, you had said that he's acting that way because he knows he's being interviewed. One of the main like motifs in this movie is how Clarice is treated differently because she's a woman. Do you
Yeah.
think that he would have done the same thing if the interviewer had been a man?
No, absolutely not. And Dr. Chilton even says that what's the FBI guy's name? Anyway, he's like, he was real. Yeah, Crawford. He was like, he was real smart to send you. And she goes, what do you mean? He goes, young, pretty, attractive, like really turn him on. I don't think he's seen a woman in 8 years. And I
Yeah.
do think, even though, yeah, Hannibal Lecter does have that higher intellect, I do feel like that was absolutely
Deliberate.
effective. It was
Yeah.
effective, you know.
When you even see it later in the movie, just down the road a little bit with the cops, when she's at the coroner's office and the cops are all looking at her, some are looking at her like, ooh, and then some are like, who's this outsider? This is a woman, like almost not even taking her serious, you know?
Well, and again, it circles back to later on in that scene where they're in the car where Crawford is like, you know, when I told that sheriff I didn't want to talk in front of a woman, I was just blowing smoke up his ass. And she goes, the others see how you treat me and take their cue from you.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's basically what she says. And she goes, it matters, sir. And he goes, point taken. And yeah, it's absolutely like if he would have allowed her to be in that conversation and let her show a little bit of authority, they might have shown her a little bit more respect. But it is absolutely, I mean, a sign of those times where, you know, women weren't really seen as being
on the same level
as men, especially in those kinds of jobs, law enforcement and detective work and whatnot. So it was very interesting. It was like a window into the past almost.
Yeah, but I loved how well she handled when she was being hit on. Like she was hit on like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and just
my favorite is the very first time you see it, and Dr. Chilton, and he's like, well, you could have suggested this back in my office, and I wouldn't have wasted so much time. She goes, but then I wouldn't have had the pleasure of your company, sir. And it was just, I'm like, butter him up. It's great.
And Justin, what were you saying earlier? I'm sorry that I had interrupted you. I know that you were trying to say something.
No worries. What I was going to say was something on the lines of I really like how they delve more into him being evil rather than crazy. He knows how to behave. Like he's not like the other inmates. He's very intelligent. He knows how to behave in front of public, and I feel like it's less so much that he's crazy, but he has just really bad motives.
Yeah. And you look at a guy like that. You look at a guy who is obviously clinically insane, but he is so well composed that you would see this guy in public and you would know that there's something off about him, but you wouldn't know what. And I think that that's the most
He might be on the spectrum.
Scary thing about him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, it's like Jack Crawford tells Clarice at the beginning, never forget what he is.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to forget that Hannibal Lecter is a serial killer / cannibal. And you are violently reminded of that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's interesting because before we even meet him, Chilton shows her a picture. We don't get to see what it is, but he says,
thankfully.
But it says that the doctors were able to reattach her jaw mostly and save one of her eyes, and then he goes, his pulse never got above 85 even when he ate her tongue. And then later on, when he has his escape, you see he's very calm, he's very composed. At no point is he acting erratic, at no point is he acting deranged or crazy. He's just
It's like he's
hand-
not even having an adrenaline rush.
No, he's
Exactly.
not. This is just a
And
Tuesday.
that's
this
what's
is just a Tuesday
freaky.
for this
Yeah.
guy.
I like how
And-
he pulls off the mask like it's a Scooby-Doo mask. Like, no, just
Let's see who the police officer really is. Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, shit!
no!
And like when you see him make his escape and he's done beating that guard to death with the nightstick, yeah, he just goes back to quietly
Yeah.
enjoying his music.
Right.
And then he like picks up the knife, opens it halfway, shuts
Yeah.
it back, and he's like, "All right, Sergeant Pembe, ready when you are."
well, I
Well,
also
and I
really
love.
or-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I love the detail of the pen where when he's being taken to the senator that we don't see it, and then he gets it, and it's like, how do you do that? You know,
I was like, I want to know how he got that pen because it was
Yeah.
on his bed. He was tied up in a straitjacket and had the iron mask over his face.
He
How
used
the
the
hell did he
force.
get right? He had to.
He was staring at that pen so hard that it
Yeah.
just manifested in his mouth.
it did. Yeah,
Sounds like a Steven Seagal movie.
I'm
Right,
gonna-
exactly. Steven
gonna test-
Seagal just imagines his weapons to life.
if only he could imagine going up and down the stairs.
I'm going to test how good my memory is here. Again, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I remember one of the striking things I remember from Hannibal Lecter was at the end he says that he's going to have a friend for dinner.
Dinner.
And that, like, I just really like how that could mean two
Fun-
things.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
It's like-
fun fact for. I mean, this is more for the audience because I'm pretty sure I've said this in the group chat, but that final scene was actually filmed here in the Bahamas. Like,
Is that right?
Not the island I live on, but like in like a part of the. It was filmed in Bimini, which is
Up where I am, apparently.
that way. I had to think which way is west. It's like that way. It's like
he looks up at
southwest.
Andrew was like,
I'm in the
here?
Bahamas.
I was like, which way? I'm
Well,
like,
and that was the
transported.
last day of filming for Anthony Hopkins too. Was that scene?
Yeah.
And I love how he just walks. He's just kind of swaying along, you know, and
And he just
Like a
kind of
cat.
disappears into the crowd. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Well, what's
And-
cool is like,
and
they
whose
must
hair
have
was that? Because that wasn't a wig he bought at a store. He ate someone and used their hair as a wig. Like,
you know what? It was probably 'cause
DIY.
Remember, it says they say that after he escapes in the ambulance, he kills a guy at the airport and steals his car.
oh,
It's probably
yeah,
him.
yeah.
But
It's like, who are you wearing? The homeless guy, the tourist, you know.
right.
Yeah.
But what was interesting was the only reason I found out that scene that was filmed in the Bahamas was as the camera's panning out, you see a police officer. I'm like, that uniform looks familiar. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it was in Bimini, the Bahamas. And then at the very
he's
end,
just like,
it was
Dad?
like, no, that would be insane.
Yeah.
The movie came out in 91. My dad would have been 19.
Whoa. Hey, we don't judge.
He carries it well.
Yeah. Well, you know, interesting when
But-
we talk about filming locations, they filmed everything in Pittsburgh. So even the shots of Ohio, Virginia, all that, I just thought that was interesting that they
Yeah.
Yeah,
utilized.
my second watch
you
through, I
know.
was like, how fucking prolific is this Buffalo Bill? He is in like
Yeah.
4 different states. He is operating in 4 different states. What the
Yeah.
hell? So that means that he leaves his house in like Chicago or wherever it was that his house was at, right?
Mhm.
Leaves his house, goes to say Tennessee, drives to Tennessee, kidnaps this girl, brings her back. His plan is to starve her for 3 days, skin her, and then dump her somewhere in like take her back nearer to her home and dump her.
Foolproof.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I'm like, that was like the most unrealistic thing of this entire movie for me was like, how the fuck is this guy getting away with this?
Well, but if this
For
is all
10
he's doing,
for about 10 years, because remember,
Yeah.
the head in the jar in the car, like the body in the car with the head in the jar, he did that like before any of these women.
Yeah.
but I know
Like,
Did
DNA
that rhyme
evidence
3
wasn't
times?
quite as big of a thing as it is now. Because even when you drop the blouse, I was like, Oh, well, there you go.
Well, sure, but
You know.
the other thing too is like he's driving these bodies around in his car. You mean to tell me he's never once been pulled over in 10 years?
He's
mean,
a good driver.
Yeah, I've
I
never been
guess,
pulled
but I mean,
Safety first.
His
I'm a good
tags are
driver.
always up to date.
I'm
Yeah.
a good driver too, but like I've been pulled over for my brake light going out randomly. Like, you mean to tell me this guy's never had a brake light go?
He is also a mechanic.
Yeah.
He's a seamstress, a mechanic, a fucking moth breeder. Like,
Yeah.
A serial killer. How does he have time for everything?
what is he
By the
doing
way-
for money?
Unemployment.
It's the 90s. Everything was
Right.
cheap.
Yeah,
Unemployment.
exactly. A carton of
Unemployment.
eggs was
thought-
like 80 cents.
Yeah, the moth detail was really interesting because they had a guy that like because they filmed in the cold, right? And the moth have to be warm, and so they would have them in like a room with heaters and then bring him out for the cold. And the scene in the basement where she comes across his moth room and you see the moths flying, the moth handler was just behind the camera just throwing them over like confetti so they'd be flying. But then the moth in the body's mouth was candy. It was like Tootsie Roll and something else.
Yeah.
And he put like gel of some kind in it so that if she swallowed it, she's not swallowing a moth.
Hold
you
on.
know?
You mean to tell me that wasn't just like a dummy on the slab? Like there was an actress on the slab?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, because even the
insane.
shots, even the pictures were all actresses.
Now,
Well, I mean,
now,
yeah,
so,
but I just mean like, I
so,
just
so
figured
if you go back, and you watch the scene where they're examining her body, well, whenever they go to open her mouth, watch her eyelid. Whenever the guy's hand brushes against it, it twitches just a little bit.
interesting.
And there's the detail of when they pull the moth out, you can hear what the last breath, and it was supposed to be that it was blocked by the moth. Little
Interesting.
detail for you.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
that was a real actress on the table there.
Yeah,
I
but I
remember
don't
the
applaud that.
first-
So.
I remember the first time I watched this, I had no idea what that like white paste they were putting under their nose was. I was like, what is that
Oh,
for?
it's for the
and then
smell,
it's
yeah.
for the smell. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically like Vicks salve.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what is it, menthol?
Yeah, probably. I would imagine.
I know. My
the-
dad, he works in a funeral home. He's had to do that a couple times when they.
Yeah.
Did anybody else think that Lamar, the guy who was playing the piano and taking the pictures at the funeral, did anybody else go, is that Anthony Hopkins playing a second role? Was it just me?
I
don't
didn't
think
honestly get a good enough of look.
Yeah, I didn't really see.
He looked very much like Anthony Hopkins. It's not. I checked the credits. It's not. But yeah, he absolutely. I was like thrown for a second. I'm like, it could be
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins wearing circular glasses and doing a different voice.
I mean,
He's got the
like,
talent for sure.
sometimes people are just not credited. Like,
Yeah. No, he was credited. I just don't remember his
Oh.
name.
oh, I see.
John
I was
Doe.
about to say there's quite a few movies due to contracts, people will do work, but they won't get credited just because they have a contract with like another
Yeah.
studio.
One thing I did want to bring up real quick. My favorite part of the movie was the scenes with Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins where they're talking back and forth, and the
Oh,
camera
absolutely.
shots. Like Anthony Hopkins is looking at you, and the camera's like this, and I'm like, backing up,
Yeah.
but because he's like looking at you, and the Jodie Foster's it's close, but she's like looking off to the side.
And he almost never blinks.
No,
Like-
but it's like these two people sitting and just
Yeah.
talking, and it's like I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and you're just like on the edge of your seat, and it's like it's so well done.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's a great way to convey exposition and background about the characters to do what they did,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, okay, well, if you want information from me, then tell me something about you, and they kind
Yeah.
of go back and forth like that a few times,
And I love how it feels like isolation too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed something about a lot of different like the extras in this movie that really kind of annoyed the hell out of me. Two things. One, nobody wears freaking gloves when they're handling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even when the entomologists are in there, cutting open the cocoon, he's not wearing gloves. That made me so mad. And secondly, trigger discipline out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Does not exist in this movie. Everybody walks around with their hands on the damn with their fingers on the damn trigger.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's also, just every like movie with guns before, the 2000s.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a relic of its time in a lot of regards, but
Cam, I wish
it's
you
one of
had.
those things where when you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like, oh my god, you are waving that revolver around with your finger on the trigger in neutral territory. What is happening?
You shouldn't have said anything, Cam, because now I'm going to notice it the next time I watch this. So thank you.
I sent a picture of the guy to the group chat.
When
if
does
anybody's interested?
When does the movie take place? I mean, maybe we
1991.
could. Oh, okay. I was about to say maybe we could write it off as.
It's like 1990 or 1991.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget when the book came out though.
Let me see.
What's interesting, a little detail was that at the very beginning, Crawford sends Clarice to Lecter under the
1988. Sorry.
No, you're good. He sends her under the pretense of they're interrogating serial killers for the behavioral science unit or whatever. Historically, back in the 70s, that is how the behavioral sciences unit at the FBI got started. Was a couple of guys were like, hey, what if we interviewed these serial killers and tried to get an understanding of how their mind works? There's a whole show on Netflix about it.
Mindhunter?
Yes, Mindhunter.
Great show.
It is. Oh my god. The only thing I don't like about that show is how they ended it. Like, Anyway,
there was supposed to be another season.
No, I understand.
I'll never forgive Netflix for not renewing
I'm
that.
so mad.
Netflix canceled a good show. What?
Yeah.
Not only that, but it might be like my second favorite show. Like it's up there.
It is fantastic. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I even knew that was a thing, because I watched Mindhunters, and yeah, it's pretty good.
I gotta say, Michael, since you brought up the FBI, in the documentary I watched, the outdoor scenes of Foster training at the FBI were shot at the actual FBI. Like,
there was a
base.
credit. There was a credit at the very beginning. I don't remember the guy's first name, but his last name is Lazar. And I was like, how funny would it be if he's related to Bob Lazar, who actually worked for the CIA and,
Yeah.
or the FBI or CIA. Anyway. And I was just like, how funny would that be if they just got a dude who was actually in the FBI to. So that's interesting to know that was actually at FBI training quarters.
Yeah, because I know they said that they toured it so that when they built the sets, the offices would look, because they said all the offices had no windows. They were all small, with crowded and very claustrophobic, and just
so
cool
that's where
details.
Those closed door mystery questions come from. A room with no windows and no
room with no windows.
Yeah.
Now on the topic of that scene, where she's training, going through the training course. That is one of my all-time favorite opening shots in a movie, in film. And I'll tell you why. There is, I always say that the most effective opening shots tell you everything you need to know about a movie in just those few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, well, whenever the shot starts, we're looking at the tree line. So the trees on the left and the right, obviously this is in like fall or like early winter or something like that. The trees on the left and the right still have leaves. The trees in the middle of the frame do not. And then we pan down and we see Clarice coming up the hill. She is on her own, which is a very prevalent thing about this movie.
Yeah.
She is struggling to make it to the top on her own, which is a very prevalent thing about her character. And when she reaches the top, we hear birds fly away. Now, flight is a pretty prevalent theme in this movie. Her name is Starling. And what does Hannibal say to her? Fly back to school, little Starling. Fly, fly, fly. The moths that we see are pretty much constantly in flight. And So right there, her entire character arc is kind of summed up just in that one shot. She's on her own. She's trying to make it to the top, and when she reaches the top, she experiences what the world is really like.
Mhm.
You can kind of take that and use it almost as an antithesis to her backstory. She was on her own. She went to she heard the lambs screaming. She went to the slaughterhouse. She saw them, and she saw what was really going on around her. You can look at that and equate it to her time trying to get into the FBI.
Yeah.
She's on her own. She takes a look through the keyhole. She sees what the world is really like,
Yeah.
and she sees the worst of it right there. And I mean, there's so much like rhyming going on with just
it's
her
so good.
character, and it's so meticulously thought out. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate that opening shot just for showing us this is who she is, this is what her story is, but it's up to you to figure out why.
Yeah. Well, even sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick with the rhyming, even when she was training at the FBI, they do that simulation and she doesn't look behind her and the guy's like, you're dead because you didn't check your surroundings. Where is what's his face?
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. Where is he when she kills him? Behind her.
Yeah.
And she just, it's like the noise or so it's just
not only that.
Yeah.
A very interesting, that was what I was saying earlier when we first started, was the mirroring at the end during the final confrontation. So in that training montage, when she comes back from interviewing Hannibal the first time, there's that little training montage where she has that moment where she doesn't check her corners and now she's dead. And then it shows her and her friend jogging along and like testing each other on like the different codes.
Yeah.
The code that they quote talks about shooting out windows and doors for an escape. And how does the light come back to the room? When she shoots Buffalo Bill, one of the bullets misses and shoots out a window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the entire time that she's going down into the basement and like searching for him, she is checking every corner, every nook, it is in her head. I've got to check my corners because if not, I'm dead. So it's very interesting to see. That was something I noticed when they were showing that. When I watched it the second time, I was like,
and I love that it switches to Buffalo Bill's perspective there towards the end, because we've been
that was so cool to me, because the entire time we've had this very cinematic experience,
and
then all of a sudden the lights go out and the next thing we see is almost like found footage.
Very immersive.
It was good.
I was like, wait a minute, now we're hunting her? Oh no.
That is the closest to an actual like POV, like literally seeing through somebody else's eyes that I've ever seen in a movie, because usually when you get those kind of like, oh, we're looking through night vision goggles or whatever, it's still very digital. It's still very like filtered and whatever. This was raw. This felt like they put night vision goggles on a camera and just rolled it and then didn't touch the footage.
Just strap the camera to the guy's face.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like
when he was
good.
When he was creeping up on her and he put his hand out and his hand got like centimeters from her face, but she's in complete darkness and doesn't realize that. It just made my skin crawl.
This whole movie made my skin crawl. So thank you guys.
You know what's interesting? I wondered when I watched it the second time if the fact that she is thin and in shape is the reason that she survived, and like that's why he hesitated, because it looked like he was gonna grab her and then he was like, do I really want to? And then he was like, no, I'm just gonna shoot her. And when he cocks the hammer back, that's when she hears it, turns around and blows him away.
Well, and I love even before that happens, when she shows up to the house and they do the parallel scenes where the FBI that was so good.
I forgot. That was one thing I forgot when I was like, man, the FBI are really just going to catch her and Clarice is just going to kind of hear about it later. And then like she shows up at the door. I was like, oh, that's right.
And this was probably my favorite part about Jodie Foster's performance is when she realizes, like, she confirms that this is the guy, and he even looks at her like he's excited that he's been caught. Like there's a little bit of a with the craziness there, and of course he runs off, but like the realization when it kicks in, and she's like, "Can I use your phone?" Just so good.
I think she figured it. I think she almost knew from when he told her his name. because
Oh, yeah. What do you say? It was Jack Grove or something like that.
Grove.
Jack.
Yeah.
It was J. It was
Yeah.
the same initials, and she's like, okay, a strange man is at this house that I know that. Because here's the thing, the girl she interviews had to give her that address.
Yeah.
She would not have given her that address if she thought that the woman had moved or died.
Yeah.
And she would know that information
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah.
So I think she knows right off the cuff that when he says, "Oh,
Right.
he doesn't live here anymore," she's got alarm bells going off in her head.
Yeah. It's just when the confirmation kicks in. It's just it's such good.
Yeah, just that moment. She plays it so
Yeah.
subtle, but you can feel it.
Yeah. He like asks her, "Oh, do they have any fingerprints or description?" She goes, No, they don't. And she just subtly just pulls her coat aside, unclips her gun, and then pulls her coat back. It was
and they took the inspiration of making the top floor of everything all dirty. Apparently, that was Ed Gein. Like that was inspired by him because there's a shot, I guess, of his interior of his house, his kitchen, and everything is all just a mess. It's just all junk.
Ed Gein's in Mindhunters, Andrew.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta watch that show. It's
if I remember right.
It's such an unsettling but great show.
Yeah. That's how I felt with this movie.
The casting for the serial killers was phenomenal because they looked just like who they were supposed to be portraying. They had Manson on the show, and I was just like, "That's Charlie Manson."
Yeah,
like, that's him. They just got him out of his cell for a day to shoot this. Or something. Like that's what it
in a time machine as well. Like they de-aged them while they were at it.
It was fantastic. Anyway, off topic, but yeah.
But and even in the labyrinth of his basement, it was like just like when she walks down the initial stairs.
The basement was bigger than the rest of the house.
Like when she walked down the initial part and there was another door, I was like, good golly. And then she went through that and there was like other sets of doors. I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Okay, what you said about the basement being bigger than the rest of the house. Have you all ever seen a show called Futurama?
Yes.
I mean, I never got into it that much, but yeah.
There's an episode, so the robot's name is Bender, and he has a human roommate named Fry. And in the episode, since he's a robot, he just has like a tiny square that's his apartment, and he shuts himself off. But Fry moves in, and he's like, "That's not a lot of space." And Bender's like, "You can move into the closet," and the closet's just huge, just way bigger than the apartment itself.
Yeah, I used to watch Futurama on Comedy Central. I had a routine. When I would get home from school, and this was back when I was in high school. When I get home from school, I would make myself a bagel with strawberry. What the hell do you mean back then? High school for me was like 15 years ago.
I'm busting your balls because you're
dang. I was like 1 year old, you know.
But I get home from school. I would make myself a bagel with strawberry cream cheese, and I'd sit down and I'd watch Scrubs on Comedy Central.
Hey.
And then after Scrubs was Futurama, and that was like my thing.
I met the cast of Scrubs.
Oh yeah.
Cam was like, I watched a nice episode of Scrubs with a strawberry and cream bagel.
Oh my god!
And to top it off, Futurama.
You know, Scrubs is actually one of the most medically accurate shows on television.
It is. That's what's so funny because it's not a serious show at all, but they're very.
It does have serious moments though. Like every now and then, it gets really freaking dramatic.
Sure.
Does that ever have one of those like silent endings, like the credits just play and it's just silence?
I don't think so, but
so I'm not 100% sure, but so when people talk about Scrubs, one of the first scenes that a lot of people brought up when it comes to things like, you know, how emotional the show can be. Do you? I forget who this song is by, but do you remember that song? You know, where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Yeah. So that song plays over a montage of one of the doctors just continuously losing patients. Like his patients just keep on dying, and he slowly just starts to break down and just lose himself. And it's a very powerful scene in an otherwise very tongue-in-cheek comedy show. And it's great tonal contrast, and it's moments like that that really bring out the humanity in these characters, because for the most part they're a bunch of bumbling idiots, but then when the show wants to really double down, it does in a really good way.
So
I
do you
still
remember?
think Futurama does the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Every now and then, like
Yeah,
there's
So-
an episode with a dog. If you've seen that episode,
I've seen that episode. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Does the dog say Edward?
No, it's worse.
It's much worse.
It's so
Hold on.
bad.
How can it be worse than that? Anyway,
Because it's worse, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
Do
don't
you
understand.
Do you remember the short bit of episodes of Scrubs where it was like, I think it was near the end of the show, where the janitor gets married in the tropics?
I think I
I'm
do
being
remember that
hypnotized by
actually.
Cam right now.
That was filmed 5 miles that way.
Really?
We were at a restaurant on the next island over. It was filmed on the next island over. We were at a restaurant one night and we look over, and sure as shit, there's the entire cast of Scrubs just sitting at the next table.
And Michael went up and was like, "Hey," and the security pulled him out.
Listen. No,
Security picked him
our
up by his
family-
britches and just
our
Get out of
family. I mean, I was in high school at the time.
Back then,
I was in like 7th grade. Well, high school in the Bahamas. High school in the Bahamas is 7th grade to 12th grade. So, I was in like 7th grade, and we had watched it. Like growing up, I'd watched it my entire childhood. So I was like, "Oh my God, these are people I've seen on TV my whole life, and they're here." And so me and my brother's he was always super shy. He never talked to people. So I got a Bahamian dollar bill and I walked over and I was like, "We watch you guys every week. We love your show. You guys are awesome. Would you mind signing this dollar bill?" And the entire cast signed the dollar bill, and I took it to school the next day and somebody stole it out of my backpack.
Oh,
And
no.
I've never seen it since, and I'm so upset. Like, do you know how much money that could be worth now?
at least $1.
At
At least a
$1.
Bahamian dollar.
Well, it's a 1-to-1 to US, so at least $1.
So,
Anyway.
how do we segue from Scrubs into Silence of the Lambs? Do we talk about like the medical accuracy of skinning somebody? I mean,
I like how theatrical that scene is. Like the
Oh,
scene
yeah.
where he escapes. Like
Yeah,
not only
Oh,
does
yeah,
he escape, he has to be very what's a good word? Show off about it. He has to
Dramatic, yeah.
set up the
melodramatic.
lighting just right so it.
I mean, he's the smartest guy in the room, and he knows it. He's got to flex
Yeah.
that somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. It was one thing to have like, okay, he kills the guy, puts him on the roof of the elevator. Well, he cuts off his face, kills him, puts him on the roof of the elevator, calls it up to floor 5, sends it back down to floor 3, shoots off a gun, does all of this. But the most striking thing, and I think this was the point, was he takes the other guy, cuts his stomach open, and basically crucifies him
yeah,
up against the cage. And I think Hannibal doesn't do anything for no reason. The purpose of that was he wanted them looking at the horror up on like hanging from the ceiling and not focused on him.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy standing over him the entire time going, "You're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay, you look fine," blah, blah, blah. And he does not know that that's not him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just kind of figures
and Hannibal
like, oh,
sold it too when he was like moving all around and
he
like
was
shaking and stuff.
he was imitating grand mal seizures, and
Yeah,
he knows what the human body is supposed to like what is supposed to happen to the human body under
Yeah.
these conditions, and he knows like that if he's not seizing, that the medical examiners are gonna be like, "This is kind of fishy, like he should
Yeah.
be like
he
we
even
would've-
adjusted his heart rate because they were, to be like really high and stuff. I was like,
Well,
"Damn."
of course he knows
Yeah.
these things. He's a doctor.
He's a dentist.
doctor
I'm
of
kidding.
psychology."
Yeah,
I know. I'm just being
Does-
pedantic, but
Is he like a regular doctor in Manhunter? Because that's that he is
No,
in that movie.
I'm pretty sure in all iterations of Hannibal Lecter, I'm pretty sure he's a psychiatrist.
No,
All right.
one of my favorite lines in the movie was after she finds the head in the car and she goes back to talk to him. He talks about how, you know, Buffalo Bill killed him or whatever. He's like, best thing for him, really. His therapy was going nowhere. And then she's like, oh, was he a transsexual? He goes, in life? No. Classic manic depressive.
Yeah.
It's like his therapy was going nowhere. It's such a great.
I love
such a
how
great
matter
line.
of factly though that he talks throughout the whole movie. Like there's this sense of like, I don't want to call it charm, but like you kind of forget he's crazy. Not crazy, but
Yeah.
evil. Like
Well,
you kind of just get caught up in him talking.
Yeah, he is. No, I would
yeah.
say charm. I would say it's a very apt description.
Yeah, he is a charming man, and
Yeah.
I think that's
and the thing is, you know, it's never really outright stated, but Clarice Starling does kind of get taken with him a little bit.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
And they dive a lot more into it in the book. If you ever have the chance to read the book, I would highly recommend it. It goes into
Definitely.
it goes into an insane amount of detail. I mean, things that don't even show up in the movie. I mean, it's so
Ooh.
good.
It
But
may be scary though.
People
But
will
yeah,
say
I mean,
we're in love.
exactly. You know, it's not a huge plot point, but it is part of Clarice Starling's character that now she feels conflicted with Hannibal Lecter because on the one hand, yeah, he's an insane, you know, monster of a human being, but on the other hand, he's charming, he's respectful.
Mhm.
I mean, whenever she comes back to him from seeing the head in the jar, what's the first thing he does? Offer her a towel because she got
Yeah.
rained on.
Yeah.
He was
He's
courteous. He was open to courtesy.
yes,
Yeah. Well, and
yes,
it works-
exactly.
And it works right away too, because in their first interaction, she's told the rules like, don't say anything about yourself personally, because he will use it against you. What does she start doing? He's asking her questions, she answers it.
She
Like,
almost immediately breaks
Yeah.
all the rules.
exactly. So
Don't
it
approach
works.
the glass. Closer, please.
Yeah.
Closer. And then
Yes.
she approaches.
okay.
the
Just
glass.
this one time.
Yeah.
Even after
That's
he's like
how
this,
drugs. That's how drugs get you, kids. Just this one time.
I'm getting free candy and you're not though. So but
trying to figure out how to position my
even
phone
when
here.
he's like, this is the skin cream you use this perfume, but not today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
I'm getting out of there. Like,
Yeah.
if he says I smell good, I'm not taking that as a compliment. I'm taking that as a threat. So
Yeah. Well,
It's-
and like,
sniffing the food before he eats it.
That would be whole. Just imagine if it was modern age, though. Like if he was like an internet user who doxes people. Just, I found you. Just
you get mad. He friends you on Discord and gets mad at you, and he's like, "You live here, do," and
Hannibal Lecter has
Will you
joined
be my
Xbox
Discord
Live.
kid? Yes, no, Clarice.
who's this Hannibal Lecter that just got added to the group chat? Okay.
so this is one of those movies as well, like Empire Strikes Back, where it has a Mandela effect moment. At
How's
no
that?
point, I watched this movie twice. At no point does Hannibal Lecter say, "Hello, Clarice. It's nice to see you."
It might be because of what's it called, like the Jim Carrey movie.
It might be,
cable guy.
but that's one of those lines that like swear that said someone. It's like Empire Strikes Back. Vader never says, "Luke, I am your father." It's no,
Yeah.
I am your father. So it's very much like. Spoiler warning, by the way. Vader is Luke's father. I don't know if any of you guys knew that, but
Get him out. We're doxing him.
it's good luck. I'm going through like 3 VPNs.
Well, we know you're in the
No.
Bahamas. That's a start.
Yeah. By the way, Michael, that
Am
is
I?
no match. That is no match for my doxing skills.
It just starts typing.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Every time we joke about hacking, it makes in my mind go, "Hey, we should watch Kung Fury."
And
Yeah.
every time. Oh,
Wow,
sorry,
Michael, what's
Spencer.
next? What's
He
next? You're
did
gonna
say
say Luke and
spoiler
Leia are
warning. To
siblings?
be fair,
Yeah, after the fact. Well,
Yeah,
what's next?
after
You're
he
gonna
said
say
it, it's like I can't plug my ears after you've already told me the secret.
Michael, what's
That
next? You're gonna
reminds
tell
me of
Luke
the worst spoiler I've ever had. I'm not going to actually say the spoiler itself, but somebody spoiled. Like, I remember one of my teachers spoiled Shutter Island in class, like to the whole class.
Oh,
And I
Jeez.
was so ticked
no.
off. Like that was such a good
sucks.
movie.
I've actually never seen Shutter Island. It's
Watch it. Don't hear a thing
it's good.
about
Okay,
it.
so Michael,
well,
here's
that's how
basically
I
what
go in.
happens.
Like any of these movies that we do that I've not seen before, that's how I go into it with no knowledge or as little knowledge as I can because I want to experience it in full. So I absolutely
Yeah.
will watch it without looking anything up. I know it's a horror movie. That's about it, or like a
You know what I like
psychological
about
horror.
this?
yeah.
I was about to say, and that's what I was thinking this was going to be is just full on horror, and I was like, this is like Seven. It's all psychological, more
Yeah.
like a thriller even at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what I loved about it too, it's an hour and 50 minutes, but it's so tight. Like there's no filler. Literally everything leads to the next scene and the next moment, and there's no time. There's the only scenes that slow down are when it's Clarice and Lecter talking. Then the rest is like boom, boom, boom. We're going here. We're moving to this. We're figuring it out, and
Yeah,
it's just great.
Well,
Yeah.
and a little detail I noticed at the very beginning when she is coming to find Crawford at the very beginning, she gets pulled off the course, and you would think she knows where the head of her department, the head of the department that she wants to work in, you would think she knows where his office is, but she's looking around and like people are kind of staring at her, like everybody's dressed real nice. They're all like,
She's all Paul Blart sweating.
Yeah, she's like sweaty and dirty and grimy. And she walks into the first room and she never says a word. The agents say, "You're looking for Crawford." And if you look on the board, there is a bunch of notes that say about skinned and like there's like Buffalo Bill notes on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
yeah.
They know already that Jack Crawford has sent for this girl. And they know what he's trying, like they know what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, go wait for him in his office." And that's when she goes into the office, and that's where she finds the Buffalo Bill stuff. And there's an avalanche of things that happen then, because it's almost like Crawford knows that if he gets her in that office by herself and gives her that moment to look at his notes, her curiosity is going to peak. She's going to want to look into it more. It's going to be in the back of her mind when she goes to talk to Hannibal Lecter. And it's so masterfully done.
Oh,
the
yeah.
script is just, I can't say enough
It's
good
so
things
good.
about this movie.
I loved this movie so much, and I'm surprised I hadn't seen it before. It's one of those that I was always like,
I'm surprised you
watch
hadn't
it.
seen it before,
I'm gonna
too.
I'm gonna get. Well, part of it was fear, but like it's like I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it, and then it's like now I gotta watch the sequel and the prequel.
Watch
I am
Red
curious.
Dragon. Red Dragon is up there with it. I would say it's not on par. It's not on par.
I do
but
own Hannibal. I just don't own Red Dragon.
Anthony Hopkins does a fantastic job in all three of them.
Yeah.
Red Dragon. I like Red Dragon simply because it does have Ray Fiennes in it. So it's interesting to see Odin going up against Voldemort.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting to me that
slash Pharaoh.
before this movie, Anthony Hopkins wasn't too well known in America. I mean, he was well known overseas in London because he did theater, but like this is kind of what put him on the map here. But I would think someone of his age and stature now that before 1991 he would have been a big.
Well, if you think about an actor like actors like Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen, I mean they are the staple of British theater.
Yep.
Yeah,
and we didn't really hear much about them until the 90s because that was when we got X-Men and freaking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
and like Star Trek Next Generation. That I think Star Trek was Patrick Stewart's big breakout role in America.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, they actually wanted him to wear a wig.
Will you wear wigs?
And he tried it, and they were like, "This isn't working. Lose the wig." And he's one of the most iconic. He's one of the most iconic Star Trek characters of all time, right up there with Kirk.
Yeah.
Well, one of the most iconic actors of all time, and I mean, in all honesty.
Oh, sure.
But Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter is just masterful. But
Oh yeah,
if you see him in again in Red Dragon, which I don't recall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a prequel to
it
this
is.
movie.
It
Yep.
is. Yeah.
And
What
but
about
then there's also Manhunter that takes place even before Red Dragon,
Oh,
where it's I think Edward Norton. No, it's not
no,
Edward
it's
Norton.
Brian Cox, I think.
But yeah,
I think
but
it's
Brian Cox
Brian
is Hannibal
Cox.
Lecter. But who played the FBI agent who was working with him?
Will Graham.
Will Graham. Okay. Well, how was I thinking Edward Norton? What the hell was I thinking?
He's
of?
in Red Dragon.
He was probably not around when Manhunter was a thing.
I don't know. But I mean, but Manhunter's another good one too. I mean, Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter is definitely a very different take on the character. He
Well,
doesn't
then you've
quite
got-
have that.
You got
same
Mads Mikkelsen.
charisma.
That
I was
played
like, then you got the
Hannibal.
Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal, which I love. Mads
Wasn't that a
Mikkelsen.
show?
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was a TV show. I love Mads Mikkelsen, but I just he's played legacy characters that I'm just like, why are they getting him for this character? Like I don't know. I just don't see him. I can't see how we went from Mads Mikkelsen to Anthony Hopkins. Just like I don't see how we went from Johnny Depp to Mads Mikkelsen in Fantastic Beasts. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
I actually enjoyed him in Fantastic Beasts. I'm not gonna lie.
He was pretty good in Casino
Good.
Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Oh, Lashif. Yes.
when he is playing a
Love Casino
character,
Royale.
when he is playing a character that is his own, he's
Yeah.
phenomenal. But when
Yeah.
I just feel like when he's picking up somebody else's legacy character, I'm just like,
And that it is a tough task too. Yeah.
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
nothing against him. It's
No. Yeah.
but yeah.
He also was in Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I haven't seen.
You don't
I
talk
haven't
about
seen
that.
Yeah.
haven't seen the
Justin,
fifth-
what the heck?
the Circle of Time or whatever it's called.
Dial of
Dial of
Destiny.
Destiny.
Or Dial
I
of
don't know
Destiny.
why
Yeah.
there
Same
was
thing.
like 2 Indiana Jones projects revolving around a circle around that time. Like
Yeah, there
you
was
have
a circle-
Dial of Destiny and then
Dial
the
of
Great
Destiny.
Circle.
Yeah.
Gotta say, the Great Circle is a terrible name. Great game though. It is a great game.
Yeah.
Just terrible name.
I remember going to see Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in theaters.
Back then? Wow.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I like that movie. It's not good, but I like it.
It's a fun movie. Yeah.
It's fun bad.
yeah. I was too young to see in the theater, Michael, when it came out. So
I'm going to be very controversial here. I would say Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull is no worse than the first 2 prequels of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say.
Like I would say
See, here's the thing.
it's a little worse than
What's that-
Revenge of the
what's
Sith.
I thought he was about to say it's up there with Raiders. And I'm like, Justin, that's your favorite movie of all time. What are you
No, Raiders is great, but
Yeah.
Well, here's where I draw contention with that. Episode 1 and Episode 3 are 2 of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Episode 1.
Yeah, I love, dude. Darth Maul, dude. First of all, I was
Tell me the plot.
I was 4. No, Episode 1 came out in '99. I was 3.5 when that
Back
movie
then?
came out.
Wow.
I was 3.5 when that movie came out. My dad took me to see it in the theater, and I just remember my little mind being blown as Darth Maul stands there and he ignites one end of his lightsaber, and I'm like, "Wow, a red lightsaber!"
Wow.
And then he ignites the other end, and I'm just like,
Okay.
my mind was blown, and I will always absolute cinema.
Okay,
Literally,
two questions.
he's literally the Vince McMahon meme.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you though.
What's that?
First question about Episode 1.
Okay.
What is the plot of the movie?
It's all about politics.
Your mom.
The entire prequel trilogy is showing how the politics. It's
Yeah.
the whole prequel trilogy is a socio-political statement, basically.
Okay, the other question is, can you describe any of the characters in the prequel movies without describing how they look?
I don't understand the question. Like,
Like
Like,
their personality.
like for example,
Character
yeah, their personality. Like we know Han Solo is rugged. He's kind of an anti-hero.
I'm Han Solo.
We know Luke Skywalker's like pure of heart. He really sees the best in everybody.
Mhm.
Can you describe like Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Padme, their personalities?
That's a separate
Absolutely.
podcast right there.
Absolutely. Qui-Gon Jinn is the
A drink.
He is the antithesis to the Jedi Order. He goes against pretty much everything that they stand for because he understands that the dogma that they represent is not
Gray
what the
Jedi, you know?
Yeah, he understands that they don't no longer represent the best interest of the galaxy as peacekeepers, but have become very militarized and more of a police force.
All right. What about Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan is a fledgling young Jedi at the beginning of the prequels who grows into his identity as he becomes the master of literally space Jesus and has to like he's basically under the pressure of this is supposed to be the chosen one and I have to train him to do what's right. And so he's going through immense pressure, especially once you get into like Clone Wars era stuff and you understand more of his backstory with Satine and everything going on with that. Obi-Wan is the GOAT.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor is a good actor. He was
Ewan
great.
McGregor is fantastic.
My favorite role of his is Renson in Trainspotting.
Hmm.
Trainspotting is
Not in Birds of Prey.
I honestly liked Birds of Prey. I don't care what anybody says.
I thought he was
Alright,
great in Dr. Sleep.
We've lost
I
the
need-
plot,
I need to
Michael.
see that one.
I need to watch Dr. Sleep because I
Yeah.
love
The Shining.
I love The Shining.
I haven't
It's
seen
great.
either, so
I think Dr. Sleep
playing
is
with
a
us, Andrew.
vastly misunderstood film. Absolutely. And maybe we'll talk about that one day.
Maybe that'll
I'm
be the
down.
next horror film we do.
come on, Cam.
Yes, I know, Clarice.
Cam, you
I
know deep down that you want to watch it.
Oh, well, now that we've
Search-
jumped from Silence
We've
of the
lost the
Lambs to
plot.
Star Wars,
Search within yourself, Cam.
Go to your self-storage.
You'll know it.
okay,
True.
search within myself. Do I take that literally? Just rip myself open and take a look in there? It's like, hello.
No, there's a your
you need to get
self-storage just down
Hannibal
the
for
road.
that.
Yeah, okay.
If you do, I will be having your liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Really? I didn't know you liked Asian food.
That was good. That was good.
Actually,
Ooh,
oh, we
Yeah.
didn't see that.
All right. Well, yeah, we've hit about an hour and we are so off topic now. But yeah, Silence of the Lambs, it's absolutely fantastic movie. I don't know where it would rank as far as like top 10, top 20, top whatever. That one's a little bit tricky because on the one hand, there are things about it that are definitely a product of its time, but on the other hand, it's just such a freaking well-made movie. It's like it's like 12 Angry Men. You know, you can
Yeah.
look at it and
Exactly.
see, you know, how the times are injected into the narrative as far as like how
Yeah.
the characters act, what they talk about, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see the same thing with this one here, but at the same time, the story it tells is really feels so timeless.
I was about to say, and like the costumes aren't really specific of the time too
No.
much. They don't really state like who the president is and all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty timeless.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. They're like, the president called in from the slopes of Vermont to say that he's very concerned about this ongoing situation. It's like,
That's a bunch of freaking hand-waving rhetoric.
yeah, I was like, first of all, why is the president on the slopes of Vermont? Like
All right. So that's going to be it for tonight. Andrew, what's Feast of Phantoms looking like this week?
Yes, tomorrow night, for MCU Monday, we're discussing the Punisher Last Kill special presentation that came out. So looking forward to that. I believe we're taking Thursday off for Cantina because I think David's going to see Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm pretty sure that's what what the heck, Dave? You couldn't wait a day? Like, you know. But
no, you
yeah,
always
so I
go
think
to
that's
see
what we
movies
got.
on premiere night.
Yeah. And then on the Dingus Den, last night we had our season 2 finale review for Smallville. We will be taking this Saturday off, but we will return with the season 3 premiere. So looking forward to that.
All right. Andrew? Oh, no. I just did it again. Son of a bitch. Michael,
I think it's because Andrew is usually down in this corner.
he is usually there.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
No, Michael and I are actually related, Cam. We never told you, but I'm his brother that never got the $1 bill. So
See, your names just crossed in my brain, and eventually I'm just gonna be like,
Andrew, how old
Mandrew?
Andrew, how old are you?
about to be 21.
Okay, no, my brother's about to be 26 in like 2 hours.
Oh, that's right. I'm about to be 26 in 2 hours.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a new Green Lantern trailer that's going to drop tomorrow, so we will be recording that. So,
All right, now, Michael,
So,
any shameless plugs?
So tomorrow night on the Tabletop Lounge, we've got the Trail of Conspiracy. According to Spencer, it's going to be a big one. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest, the best, the greatest of all time. Don't miss it. You did this to me, Andrew.
See, I thought you were launching into like an impression of the Fusillo Kia guy. It's gonna be huge, Southwest Florida, huge.
China said it's going to be the best.
But okay, and there's that, and then I recently uploaded part 2. Well, yeah, I recently uploaded part 2 of. Ooh, my camera just freaked out on me. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
my camera's deciding to be dumb. I
Just put
recently-
that as your profile picture now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I recently uploaded part 2 of my retro gaming series that I did, where I played the PlayStation 2 game of Aragon. Great game. I also found out that PS3 this year is considered a retro console, and fuck, that makes me feel old.
That means the Super Nintendo is like Stone Age.
Well, yeah. The
Super
N64
Nintendo?
N64 came out 10 years before the PS3. The PS3 came out in 2006.
Dang, that's a year after I was born.
The Sega Genesis was around for 35 years now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I am going to be, I think the next, so I've got all of the Aragon series filmed, edited, and scheduled to release on YouTube. I think the next series I'm going to be doing is the PS2 game for Ghost Rider. Phenomenal game, so be sure to check that out. And then I have a second YouTube channel, but I haven't done anything with it yet. It's gonna be for my gospel covers that I plan to do. I started doing that on my
Nice.
gaming channel, and I was like, let me not conflate these two things together on the same channel. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. And how about you, Justin? Any shameless plugs? Anything you're wanting people to check out in the coming week?
Not really much. I guess there was this old video I made, I think I made a month ago, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. It was a video that combines some hallway fight scenes. Like it first starts with Old Boy, then moves on to Daredevil, then moves on to
Nice.
Deadpool and Wolverine, then moves on to Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it's kind of a combination of all of those because I think all of them were inspired by Old Boy.
I was going to say, did Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine have a hallway fight scene? But then I remembered
did.
that there was that side-scrolling fight scene with the Deadpool core.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think there's so many movies that take inspiration from Old Boy. It's great.
Absolutely. All right, fellas. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to join us and participated in the chat. Sounds like you're slurping a big bowl of ramen noodles.
One last thing. Did anybody think that end credit scene at the end of Silence of the Lambs was a little bit weird? Like the Hannibal Lecter will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, it was. I cheered.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? It's not unlikely that Anthony Hopkins will be in Doomsday because he is Odin
in Valhalla.
Odin will fight Hannibal Lecter. In the Anthony Hopkins verse.
I would
watch an.
That
Anthony
honestly
Hopkins
exists in the
verse.
multiverse, I'm sure.
Like the opening shot of Doomsday is just him in the crowd being taken away from with
You just see
Doctor
Lecter standing
Strange.
like this, you know.
So somewhere in the multiverse, there's a movie made about Andrew's life, and he's played by Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
That
that'd be great. But I
That
look
would
like
be
Michael
awesome.
because Cam gets us confused, which is kind of racist. So
Oh,
Are you saying all white boys look
Yeah.
the same, Cam? God forbid a white boy get a little motion.
I didn't even know you were in the cabinet. That's so funny.
well, it's because my phone battery was dying and my charger is
Oh.
plugged in over here in the kitchen. That's why you see all my shit behind me.
Oh.
I don't
Cam's
know
just
why
like,
that just made me.
bye.
That just made me think of the was it Family Guy or there was one bit with like Tom Cruise being in the closet, but he's like literally. Oh, South Park, yeah. He's like literally in the
The
that's too
Scientology
funny.
episode.
It's like Tom, it's time for you to come out of the closet now.
Oh no.
I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. So I pull out my gun.
I'm going to sue you.
Oh God, Scientology. That's a fun topic.
Hey, I heard
the
we were all
speed
gonna go
runs.
raid. You know, we were all gonna go raid the Scientology headquarters, just run in and
We
That's
will not
one
get out of
trend
there
that
alive.
never dies.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have Naruto run in.
we'll let Michael and Cam go first. You
Have
know.
y'all seen the one where they got a whole bunch of little people to?
Yes, it's so funny.
Like one of the people tries to stop them, but they just go underneath their arm. Just
The one South Park thing
You,
that I
you can't write shit like that.
the one South Park thing that I remember the most like seeing was obviously Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, but there was the one where they're like looking for leprechauns at the beginning, and Cartman's like, "I swear, dude, I made a leprechaun trap, and he's out here. I promise." And Kyle's like, "No way, dude. If there's a leprechaun out here, I will suck your balls." And they like
spot
signed
on
a
an impression, by
contract,
the way.
and they
Of
signed
Cartman.
they signed a contract, and they catch the leprechaun, and he just holds up the contract and goes, "Kyle, suck my balls." And they go to like Kyle's dad, and Kyle's dad's like, "Well, son, you signed a contract, so I guess you're gonna have to suck his balls."
Oh goodness.
I'm anonymous now.
That's the start of the Imagination Land trilogy.
Yeah,
And I used to have those 3 episodes on DVD, and I watched them religiously. Get it! Get that fucking leprechaun! I want it alive!
My favorite episode of South Park is one called Free Hat, and that's where they start altering Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Just
Free hat!
There's also
Yeah.
the episode. There's also the episode where Cartman like starts bleeding out of his ass, and he thinks he's getting his period, and so he like convinces everybody to take these estrogen pills or something so that they all start. And then Kyle just like finds out about testosterone and buys a bunch of testosterone pills and says they're for his dad.
Oh
Like
goodness.
by the end of the episode, he's got like a
Insane.
full beard and his voice is dropped like 8 octaves.
All right. Well, we
have
gotta
lost
end
the
this
plot.
here. We're way too far off topic. So
Yeah.
thank you everybody for joining. Cam and
Got
Focus.
long, Clarice.
Tune in next week on Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard for the next episode of Cam and
What are
Focus Weekly.
What are we talking about next week?
I think we're due for a topic episode next week.
Okay,
So
We'll figure it out.
we'll hammer.
Yeah,
out the details.
we'll figure it out. Definitely don't want to do another bad movie right now. That's
No.
I still have a bad taste in my mouth from
I know.
The Mummy Resurrected.
have you ever seen The Room?
That's one of the best bad movies ever made.
It's so great. It's so great. Watch The Disaster Artist recently. That's also great.
I'm still convinced that some of the best bad movies are part of the Pooniverse.
Oh my
Like-
god, the fucking Pooniverse.
No, Michael.
Okay,
Bad
stream's
Michael.
over. Stream's over. Have a good night, everybody.
Don't forget Thanksgiving.